Hello guys, and welcome to another video. Actually, 1 minute. I am back. So it's been a while since I posted that first video. I had recorded other videos. Let me move you a little so this window is not in the way. I had recorded other videos, but I kind of just deleted them, which is a really bad habit because I felt like they were kind of boring. I think I just have to like edit the video the day I record it, so I don't let it sit and then like I start doubting myself. I'm like, oh, this video is so boring. I should just delete it, which I did. So I'm gonna try to edit the clips the day of filming, so I don't have that feeling. But in other news, From Ashes is coming back next week, August 11th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, so I finished the prologue in episode 1. Episode 2 is almost done. So next week, the prologue in episode 1 will go up, and then a week after that will be episode 2. And I'm planning to do like every 5 updates to take a break, so I can, in case I ever fall behind on episodes, I'll have it. So yeah, so right now I just have to film a reel, very simple reel, of just announcing From Ashes is gonna come back. So that's the plan for well, that's not the entire plan. That's the plan for the next like 30 minutes. Hopefully it only takes me 30 minutes. I also like doubt my reels, so sometimes I film reels and then I just delete them because I'm like, oh, it's not that great, but I should stop doing that and just like post it and see what happens. So we're gonna start with the reel, and then I want to plan out my week because, well, first things first, we have to finish episode 2 for today. I don't want to leave it out. Pages 1 through 5 of episode 2 are done. It's just pages 6 through 12 that need to be done. And that sounds like a lot, but all the flat colors are done, and the renders for 6 and 7 are done. No, I only need the renders for 8, 9, 10, and 11, and 12, which also still sounds like a lot. But a lot of the renders, like the hair, all the hair is done except one hair that I seemingly just forgot to do. That has to be done, and the background has to be done. The scene doesn't have any intense lighting like the other scenes in From Ashes. It is just in a room, kind of like this, so the lighting will be very similar to this. Probably not as harsh window light. But I want to finish that today. I didn't do the text, which is weird. For episode 2, I forgot to do the text during the storyboarding phase, which I did for prologue in episode 1, but I forgot to do it for episode 2. So I have to do that. So there is a lot to do, but we're going to finish episode 2 today. And then tomorrow will be more fun because we have to start working on episode 3 and doing the planning stages for episode 3 because I didn't do that yet. Basically, episode 3 is when Kaylin is which is my male lead for From Ashes, is officially introduced. And I have to do his character sheet because I want to change it from the old one. And we have to do 3 other character sheets. 4, actually 4, oh my god, possibly 5. Yeah, so we have a lot to do tomorrow. Tomorrow is probably just gonna be character sheets, and we have to draw a building. Actually, there's a lot to do. So let me film this reel, and then I'll start planning out the week, and then we can finish episode 2, which I hope to finish by at least 5 o'clock, maybe, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I doubt it, but we can hope. This beginning of August. It is August 5th, which is the day I'm filming this. I think my last video was like beginning of July. I will be better. I have announced my comeback that is done for this week, for last like for this month. So today, this week's plan is to finish episode 2. We have to finish episode 2. We have to create character sheets. So I need a character sheet for Kalen. And I have his base character sheet, but I need his, like, for the upcoming episodes, what he's going to wear and stuff like that. I'll probably show you more detail tomorrow, because I think that's when I'm going to work on it, unless I get sick of working with episode 2 today. So we'll see. I need character sheets. I need a character sheet for Kaylin. I need a character sheet for Cassius, which is Anya's brother, Cassius Valentine, her older brother. And because I need a character sheet for him, I need the character sheet for the uniform he's going to wear, because he's a Bergen Knight. And I don't mind spoiling this because it's in the older episodes and that hasn't changed. So he's a knight and I need the uniform for the knight. So I need to figure that out. I'll probably actually work on it today. And then I need a character sheet for Anya's friend, which I won't name yet. Because she hasn't been introduced. She was actually going to be introduced in episode 19 of the older episodes, but I think it's better if she's introduced much sooner. She is an important character, and another character, which is kind of like Cassius and Kaylin's friend. So, 4 character sheets, knight's uniform, paladin uniform. I want to redo the paladin uniform, which is what Kaylin is. Kaylin's a paladin, which is a knight for the Basilica, which is the religious organization in Framash's, one of the religious organizations, but it's the biggest one you're going to see first. So he's a paladin, and he needs a uniform, and I want to redo that uniform. So we need uniforms, Kaylin. So actually we have to do the uniforms before we do the character sheets, because that determines what he's going to wear. Though Kaylin's outfits are kind of more, they're not very, like, conservative. He, like, unbuttons his shirt and stuff. So 4 character sheets, 2 uniforms, and no, it's actually 6 character sheets, because there's 2 side characters we have to draw character sheets for, because they're going to appear in the 3rd episode, and it'll just be helpful because they're going to appear again later and they're going to wear the same outfit. And then we need a bestiary because I have this idea of introducing this magical creature, and we need the bestiary, and we need to know what he looks like. They look like. It's gonna be he and she. So we need that, and that's such a lot. And we need a building sheet. And what I mean by that is, if you've read the older episodes, which are still up, I think by the time I upload this vlog, they will still be up. They are being taken down August 11th at 8 p.m., 1 hour before the new episodes go up. It just gives me time to delete them, because I can't like a batch delete them, like, like check everything. So I have to do that. So if you want to catch the older episodes before they're deleted, then you need a building sheet, which is, in the older episodes, Kaylin, you first see Kaylin in a tavern, and in the newer episodes there's a prologue where there's still the tavern there, but he's kind of outside. But we need the inside of the tavern and we need the outside of the tavern. The tavern does appear in the prologue, like I said, but I purposely zoomed in onto just the sign so you don't see the building at all, because I didn't know what the tavern would look like. And I want to do this thing where I create backgrounds that I find interesting, if that makes sense. So with not the prologue so much, but with episode 1 and episode 2, I took the time to actually create kind of plan out the backgrounds more and create backgrounds I find fun to draw, basically, which is more whimsical backgrounds. So I want the tavern to be like that because it is an important point in the story. it's not a point you revisit a lot, because in my story there's going to be a lot of different places to visit. So, but it is an important place in the story. I'm not making sense. It's an important place, but it's one of many important places. So I want it to look pretty, and I want to enjoy creating it. So I need to create the exterior of the tavern, and then we have to create. I have to use the bathroom. I'll be back. I try to get through this speech without needing to use the bathroom, but I need to go. Where did I leave off? Oh yeah. Let's try a different angle. Look at me. So, I have to do the building, and which is called the Winking Horse, because I just thought it was a funny name, and I want the exterior to be like fun to draw, and I want the interior to be fun to draw, because I find like buildings and like rooms to be kind of boring. So I want to take the time to actually make it fun. Natural areas like forest and snowy areas are much more fun to me, and water areas, all the natural areas. So I want to try making buildings fun to draw. So that involves planning it out, like I did with episode 1 and 2's sceneries, settings. I was about to say what the setting was. So yeah, so I'm gonna work on that. Maybe today or tomorrow. I do want to get episode 2 done, but I also don't want to rush it. Sometimes if I just don't feel like working on that episode, I'll work on something else related to From Ashes. Just because I don't want to just rush it, because that just means the quality will go down. So yeah, that's the week's. Oh, is that going to take up the whole week? Yeah, because episode 2 will be done today or tomorrow, and I do want to do the character sheets to finish them by tomorrow, so we can start storyboarding episode 3, because I have not storyboarded episode 3, because I need to get the character sheets done to storyboard episode 3. Yeah, and I need to write. I finished writing episodes up until 9. I have to edit 8 and 9, because I'm still not sure how much of 9 is going to be, how much of 9 I'm going to edit out, because I have this feeling that a lot of 9 can be edited out, and it's just kind of like filler. So I don't know if 9 and 10 will be together. Definitely not 8 and 9. 8 is where episode 18 of the older episodes kind of ended. It's very different though, but well, not that different. But 9 and 10 are kind of similar, so I don't know how much of 9 and 10 are going to be together. So I'll have to write. I have this goal to write up to this certain point in the story by the end of the week. But that will involve a lot. I don't want to. The point in the story I want to write up to, I don't want it to exceed episode 15. 15 episodes, because in between episodes 1 and 15, that's all in one day. It's all within like a couple of hours within each other. It's just like so much happens within those couple of hours, and I don't want to exceed episode 15. I want it to stop there, and then we get up to like the next part in the story, and we move on. That being said, if I have to go like exceed episode 15 episodes, then that's fine. I don't want to rush the story either and cut out important details. but I don't want it to linger. So it's like this fine line of not having it, like, not having too much and not having too little. So that'll be future Priyanka's end of week problems. That'll be probably in the next vlog, updating you on the writing. Because usually I can only film these vlogs up to Wednesday. So, oh, I have this little ram, and his horns came out. My dad found him on the floor, and he was like, "Do you want him?" And I was like, "Yes," because he's so cute. Yeah. So, let me put that all in Notion and kind of like see it out. Last week I tried time blocking. That didn't work out. So this week will not be time block, and I'll just like put stuff I want to get done during those days. So before the magic system, I felt like it was a little complicated. So I changed it a little bit. It's not a big change. There's some renaming and like reclassifying, but it's not a big change, and I just want to go over that before I publish it again, because I just remembered that while we were talking. Where's the magic? I just want to be clear about one thing. I wrote it down. Okay. Because so in my sheets I have kind of an outline of the magic system and kind of what happens when magic is cast. So I have that written down, and to be honest, I'm not the best at keeping up with the sheet. Sometimes I'll keep it up here or write it down in the book and forget to put it here. So I just want to make sure the magic system is good, because episode 2 is when you get a little bit of an introduction. I mean, episode 1 you do get the introduction, but episode 2 is when you get a bigger introduction. So if I finish episode 2 early, I want to just confirm some world building details. So I haven't given much thought to like other places in the story, because we're not going to visit those places for a while. But I don't want to like get to that part of the story when we do get to visit them, and I'm like, oh, I haven't planned out. So I have to start thinking about that now. Yeah, but episode 2 has to be finished. I don't know how we got up to me worrying about the world building. So I've done the backgrounds for episode 2. Well, kind of. There's this kind of, like, it's not like a background. I haven't done like the like whimsical emotional like backgrounds where it's like just kind of like a hazy effect. It's not like a real background, it's just to show emotion. I haven't done those yet, but I've done all like the physical like furniture backgrounds. So yeah, just wanted to check in and say that. What I use to just help me concentrate is the Forest app. I bet a lot of people, like especially who are in college or high school, have used it or have heard of it. I think I used it in college for a while. I don't think it had as many plants as it does now, but back in college, it just, I don't know, it didn't work for me, or it could be because I didn't really enjoy my major that much. But I've been using the stopwatch feature because I have found I kind of work until I feel tired, and that's usually after like 45 minutes, but sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. And I find the timer feature kind of limiting, because sometimes if you put the timer for 30 minutes, I'm like, oh, but I feel like still working, right? I'm still in the mood. So I like the stopwatch feature, because you have to work at least 10 minutes, otherwise your plant gets withered. But it's very helpful. I find the stopwatch feature very helpful because I can work for at least 10 minutes. I can do like flat colors, rendering, and just very quick stuff. So I find the Forest app has been very helpful. And I enjoy doing my webcomic, but sometimes there are times it gets tedious, especially when you're doing flat colors, because you're basically just coloring over and over again. I find the rendering and line art process much more enjoyable, personally. But this has helped me like concentrate better, because it's also like kind of like a game. So you can build your forest. Let me lower the brightness. You can build your forest, and it's kind of like, it's just like a fun little game almost. And I try to beat how focused I am that day. And it's also a good way to track how long I take in each section. In my Notion, I have a tracker where, I think I mentioned in the first vlog, where I track how long I do my webcomic. But after doing prologue and episode 1, I decided I'm going to track how long each part of my webcomic takes. So that's the storyboarding and sketching, line art, flat color, background, decoration. I consider decoration like any necklaces or anything that I have to add post the line art, because they use special brushes or anything, or I have to copy and paste something. I already said background. Text, how long it takes me to like put the text, and ambiance. I believe that's all. Ambiance is kind of like my way of pulling the scene all together. So I've been tracking how long each section it goes. So on the Forest app, I have tags, and I have background tags, rendering tags, and stuff like that, and all the tags. And I just pick a plant, and then I pick which tag I'm working on. And so as of it became dark because I switched to my Notion. That's okay. As of my Notion, it's a dark theme. I wish Google Docs had a dark theme for desktop, but I know there's extensions, but it's okay. I mean, it hurts my eyes, but it's whatever. So the line art took me 1,000 minutes, which is more than 10 hours. How long is that? My brain just stopped working. That's 16 hours. So it took me a long time to do the line art for episode 2. And I knew the line art would take the longest. Flat color took me 663 minutes, which is 10 hours, which that surprised me. But I guess there's a lot of little details to color in and stuff. Rendering took me 700 minutes. I'm not surprised by that. I don't think it'll hit 1,000 because I only have the clothing to render for a couple of pages, and that won't hit 1,000. Then the background is almost done. So the background took 300 minutes, which is not bad. And then ambiance took 175 minutes so far. So I don't know why I'm just like listing the numbers. I just think it's interesting. So right now, rendering, background, ambiance, and text can still increase. But in total, so far, I have 3,502 minutes, which is 58 hours. So it'll probably hit the 60-hour mark. I don't think it'll be more than episode 1, which was 67 hours, but still a long time. I'm trying to get that down a bit, slowly but surely. I think it's going to increase, actually, because next episode will